Well, I'm pretty much going to call it quits here for today. It's been raining, but it really doesn't make much of a difference because I've been out here cleaning stuff. Just wanted to show you a bit. I did a little bit of cleaning up here. Still really filthy, but you can see I got the rad support mostly cleaned. And mostly I was just spraying down parts in the engine compartment with degreaser and scrubbing just to see how bad it was. The previous owner had sprayed oil everywhere just to preserve the car, and I think it's inside the car too, to be honest. I mean, this is the filthiest car I've ever seen, but it seemed to have done the job. I mean, this car was up here in New England for a long time, and I've seen much worse in terms of rust. Well, I'll get to that in a moment. But the big thing I did up here was actually I cleaned out these areas here holding the hood hinges, because there was, you know, lots of tree and shell debris, that kind of thing to see there. And it's starting to rain again, so I'm going to back off here into the garage while I talk. I also cleaned out the drain located right there underneath the fuse box by the right by the brake booster, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to clean the drain on the other side too, but I haven't gotten to that yet. You can see I have I still have the rear wheel off from when I had checked the brake line. And I'm going to have to get to repairing that in the near future, but I should be able to pull the car in and out of the garage without a problem. And there was one more thing I did. While I had the wheel off there to check for the brake line, for the brake leak that is, I noticed that there was an unbelievable amount of dirt caked here inside the wheel well. So I got under here with the hose and the scrub brush and rubber gloves, and I just kept going at it. And it really did take me a surprisingly long time to clean this out. So if you have a Mercedes it's a color other than black, and your wheel wells are black, you might want to come under here and clean this now. Clean this for a couple of reasons. First off, just to make the car nicer, but also just to check for rust. I've had a Mercedes or two that were actually really rusty in here, and there are some places that would worry me. I mean, I'm seeing a little bit right here. It's not too bad, doesn't seem to go too far. Obviously, these things always go farther than you realize, but I can definitely chop that out and repair it. Probably weld something in. Also got a little softness right here. But other than that, that's all I'm seeing here in the wheel well. Have to repair the fender lip here. But once again, I cleaned out the fender lip all along here, and it's actually in better shape than I'm used to seeing. Another little bit here that's to be repaired, and a little bit down back here. The rocker on this side was actually in pretty good shape. There's a little bit by each jack point that I do have to take care of and repair. And definitely something up there by the front fender, so I'm probably going to have to pull the fender and the liner off to repair there. Once again, I believe my '81 Mercedes, which did look better than this on the outside, was in worse shape structurally. Now you're looking at the floor on the passenger side, and you can see this plate right here riveted in. And the work actually doesn't even look too bad. I mean, there's even some reinforcement here on the outside by the jack point. But I am going to have to probably take that off just to inspect it. Because I don't know how much rusty metal the previous owner riveted over. So what I'll probably do is grind out those rivets just to remove the plate, clean up the rust on the other side, and maybe even use the same rivet holes to rivet the plate back on, or whatnot, or I might tack it into place and then weld it. I gotta make sure that that plate is steel, though. I think it is. The story behind this is the guy I bought it from told me he basically sprayed oil everywhere to keep away rust, and it's, it seems to have done a reasonably good job all over the car. But the trade-off is that the car is really filthy. I would personally much rather clean it and just get some wax on everything. So, getting back to cleaning today, bought some engine degreaser, so I'm going to be using that here. Well, I'm going to call it quits here for today. I have other things I need to do with the afternoon. Just wanted to show you my progress here with cleaning. It's going to take another, at least one more session to get this clean, possibly 2 or 3. You can see I was concentrating mostly on the driver's side of the engine compartment, and underneath all the caked on oil, I did find paint. So it took a long time to scrub this down with degreaser. Driver's side of the engine compartment is almost done now. Then I'll finish cleaning up the firewall there, and then the passenger side. And even this here is much cleaner than it was. Both sides were just coated in thick black oil. So this is Mercedes Diesel Guy signing off for today. Thanks for watching.